Author's craft. There's a method and a purpose to everything an author does. So with this video, we're going to look at what is author's craft and why do we study it. An author's work is intentional. Authors are purposefully using specific writing techniques to create meaning and feeling for the reader. So why study author's craft? Why not just sit back and enjoy an author's well-written work? Well, because understanding the author's craft, the choices that they make, and the techniques that they use makes us better readers and better writers. There are two categories of devices that authors use: stylistic devices and structure devices. Most authors will use a combination of both categories. All authors will be purposeful in the choices that they make in using those devices. Stylistic devices authors can use in their craft include figurative language, literary devices, language devices, tone and mood, character development, and point of view. Figurative language is one of those stylistic devices that authors frequently use. You are familiar with figurative language from your previous work in English classes and from reviews that we've done at the beginning of the year. Some examples of figurative language are listed below. Literary devices include allusion, irony, flashback, foreshadowing, and theme. Flashback, foreshadowing, and theme are all devices we have reviewed. Let's take a look at allusion and irony. Allusion is when an author refers to a person, place, thing, or idea from history or from another piece of literature, and the author expects the reader to understand this without directly telling them that it is from this piece of literature or from history, and they do this to create a feeling or to create an idea in the reader's head. There are actually many types of irony. For our purposes, irony is when something that appears to be true on the surface is actually very different from what is true. Like in Romeo and Juliet, Romeo thinks Juliet is dead, but the audience knows that she is not. Language devices include word choice, connotation, positive and negative, and imagery. Imagery is not just about creating a visual for the reader. It's about creating a complete picture that incorporates all of the reader's senses, so they have a vibrant representation of what is happening in the text. Tone and mood are stylistic devices. Tone is about the author's feeling toward a subject. Mood is about the feelings that the reader has as a result of the text. Character development is an important stylistic device. Authors will use direct and indirect characterization to help develop their characters, as well as dialogue and dialect to indicate who the characters are through their speech. If you are unsure of point of view, review previous activities or ask to attend a mini lesson. If you have questions about any of the stylistic devices, talk to a classmate, teacher, or request a mini lesson. We're now going to take a closer look at structure devices, including structure, repetition, author's purpose. Structure includes syntax, parallel structure, and sentence variety. Syntax is how words are put together to form sentences or complete thoughts. In English, there are specific rules for this, but authors can play around with it to create emphasis or feeling. Parallel structure requires when writing a list of items or objects, the parts of speech and tense be the same. An example would be the production manager was asked to write his report quickly, accurately, and in a detailed manner. That is not parallel. The production manager was asked to write his report quickly, accurately, and thoroughly would be parallel. Sentence variety is just that, varying the sentence style and structure to convey a specific message or feeling and to keep the reader's interest. Repetition is the repeating of words, phrases, or ideas by the author to elicit a certain feeling in the reader or to emphasize a certain point. Authors will choose a specific approach to their structure depending on their purpose, whether to persuade, inform, or entertain. These stylistic and structure devices are present on your author's craft tracker. You will use this tracker to analyze speeches and legend as you continue to read.